everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac. You know the deal, we don't lose on quarantine. Yeah, I'm playing the bugged version. I don't know. It'll be fixed tomorrow, I assume. Now we're talking, what the heck is even this? It's... Oh, Tomo! Hold on, my boy, he meows at me. What is it, Tomo? Just give me... Tomo! Hello, but come here, buddy. Come here. Tomo! Tomo! I don't know. When Tomo meows, it's alarming because he doesn't do it that much. He's been doing it a lot more, though. And then you pet him, and he goes, this is what I want. This is how I win. I think he doesn't like when I say, hey, everybody! Because it means that there's no attention coming his way for a bit. Anyway, this run is spiced. There's spice on this run. Mostly, like, Glass Cannon doesn't really help us. In fact, obviously, I mean, you already know this, carries great potential to harm us. And apart from that, our stats are not very good. The only thing that's good is our HP is really well poised for deal with the devil potential in the future. And our trinket is fine. I don't want to say it's great because I actually think early on it's actually better than great. I think it's superb to protect you from getting hit once per floor. Really, you know, hammers home that we're probably going to have a great chance to get that deal with the devil. Everything else, though, is a little spicy. Everything else is a little spicy. If you just play your cards... Not right. Play them close to your chest. Rip Kenny Rogers. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away. And above all else, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. It's true. It's bad form. People will get jealous. I think. I don't know. I never played never played in a high stakes game of poker where it feels like I could be killed. Really just casually, you know, maybe over a couple of beers. Back in the heyday of competitive poker. I didn't play competitively, just to be clear. But, you know, if you weren't, like... I wouldn't say alive, but... If you weren't at a poker playing age, when poker was, like, esports... You don't know what it was like. I don't know if I've ever burned out on a hobby faster than online poker. I never played for money. You know, I only played with the free stacks. Help. Help me, please. I just would like to shoot a little faster, please. But like in the summer of maybe like 2004 and 2005, every time you turn on any sports channel on TV, unless there was an active NBA, NFL, or NHL game, or MLB, I suppose. Sorry, I forgot about one. It was like, we're replaying all of the 2003 World Series of Poker. And you're like, oh my god. There was a brief period where we were all... I'm not hating on poker, by the way. I think it's an amazingly designed game that I just burned out on because it was on TV so freaking much. Oh, if you'll excuse me, I guess I'll go get this as well. One moment, please. This is important. All right, I'm back. It's a very spicy... Sorry, I'm back. I was gonna say, it's been a very spiced episode early here, right? 4 minutes and 35 seconds. We've already had a cat interruption and a doorbell ring. Today, my wife was like, I am expecting a very important package. We had some doctor stuff that had to be handled that she had to go to. She was like, No matter what, please open the door. We've worked out an arrangement because deliveries were getting like a little absurd. Because we live our whole lives having everything delivered to us except groceries until the pandemic started, and now groceries. Hold on, I think if we lose this bone heart, we'll lose the deal with the devil, so be very careful. Where I was like, I'm just gonna like leave a note on the door that's like, don't even knock, just drop your boxes here. This one, she was like 100%, please open the door. And I said, you know what, my pregnant wife? No! Isaac's more important. I'm just kidding. I opened it up. Anyway, we're back. It's delicate. This is more delicate than it might appear right now. Pin is not hard as far as bosses go. You know, it shouldn't be too much of a challenge to take this guy out. But our stats are really bad for now. We really need this deal with the devil. Pageant Boy is not really helping out, to be honest. And neither is this. So I do want to say, I know that we've won 38 Isaac runs in a row. So it is a little bit strange to complain. However, this is now starting to feel like the Isaac runs that I remember from like January. 2 floors into the game. Haven't really... I mean, we got a nice tiers upgrade. I'm not going to deny that one. But apart from that, like, stats were pretty not great to begin with. And then, boss items haven't really given us too much. Or at least, you know, this last boss item didn't give us too much. And then, the deal with the devil is just a bunch of red chests. Mind you, they did give me spirit hearts. And again, I've told you, but I'm living in, like, a new era where I truly believe that, a spirit heart, or 2 spirit hearts at least, is actually potentially worth more. Oh, this is a tough choice, dude. This is a really, really tough choice. I think I'm gonna go Rotten Baby, but I take no pleasure in that one. I would love... I think Mysterious Liquid is underrated. And by me. Just because it's underrated doesn't mean that it was the right choice there, because Rotten Baby is really, really good by itself. But that was a tough one to come to terms with. I am going to try this. We could get super lucky. We got a little lucky. We don't need to buy Spirit Hearts, so it's really like... I think we just cut our losses. I think we cut our losses right here. Probably would have gotten a red heart, but why not try, right? Alright. Not really fishing for... You know what? We might be fishing for an arcade. Maybe we'll get an XL floor. We could use the speed upgrade and the HP upgrade and really any statistical upgrade we can get. But yeah, how are things going? How's it going with you? Not much, dog. What's up with you? That's not how that works. You guys watch that 100 Humans show on Netflix yet? I held out for a long time, but then, you know, I finished Tiger King. I've been watching maybe a little bit more TV than average lately. Mostly because I'm playing Animal Crossing and I want something on in the background. But, scary. A little spooky on that one. I finished Tiger King and I was like, you know what? I don't want to watch... Like, I don't like the Netflix reality shows. I'm not talking about, you know, like... Terrace House. I think Terrace House is legit, but I just, you know, it's not really my scene. But all these shows are like, car restoration from rags to riches. Restaurants on the brink. We'll save dying restaurants around the world with beautiful views. And I'm like, I just don't like... I'm just over it. And I got nothing against it. I think, you know, here's the thing. If they made a show that was like Kitchen Nightmares... By the way, I did watch half of an episode of that Restaurants on the Edge show that I just made fun of. It seemed fine to me, but it also indicated to me how important the magnetism of Gordon Ramsay is in making any show about the restaurant business engaging for me to watch. When they're like, well, I really think you should think about putting something like this on the menu. I'm like... I sleep. When Gordon Ramsay's like, it's raw. You didn't even put the chutney. You didn't put the get it together. I like that. Okay, that's more my scene. Although I will say, U.S. Kitchen Nightmares, I snooze. British Kitchen Nightmares is a little bit. Yeah, go ahead and hit me. A little bit more understated. I don't snooze. I peruse. But if they made a Kitchen Nightmare style show that was about like people's, and I am going to try this. We're really, I need all the help I can get here. If they made a Kitchen Nightmare style show that was about people's Twitch and YouTube channels, and then, like, you know, Shroud came in and was like, here's what you gotta do. Be really good at games. I would watch every episode. Without a doubt. I feel like the market for that would be incredibly small, though. I'm not suggesting that's going to be a money-making endeavor for whatever network tries to bring that on. Not sure about that one either. But anyway, I watched that 100 Humans show. If you're not familiar with the show 100 Humans, essentially they get 100, intended to be a representative sample, I think, of society of 100 people. Then they ask questions. It's kind of like pop science Mythbusters, like blogger Mythbusters. So they're like, you know, does a man's ability to dance correlate with his sperm count? Guess what? Anybody out there who was operating under the delusion that that was true, not true. And I know if you watch the episode, you're like, but the guy who had the highest sperm count was the second best dancer, and the guy with the worst dance moves had 0 sperm. Yes, but that you need to take a statistics course. No offense. I'm not saying that like as an insulting thing, but if you look at 2 data points and you go, oh, that settles it. It's a 1-to-1 relationship. You need to take a stats course before you're qualified to say that. And you need to pass it. You don't need to just take it. Regardless. It's so close, in my opinion, to being a show that's good. And I don't think it's bad. Like, I watched 2 episodes and I was entertained. And some of it I was laughing, because the second episode was about, like, you know, which age demographic is the best at doing things. And they had one challenge, which was like all the people, you know, they're separated into 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60 plus. And then they had to build a piece of IKEA furniture. But the catch was, there's 6 people, or I don't know, there might have been more now that I think about it. In fact, there must have been more now that I think about it. Because I'm pretty sure 100 divided by 5 is not 6, but work with me on this one, okay? I was playing Animal Crossing while I was watching. One person reads the instructions, but the instructions have no words. They're just pictures, and they're like on the other side of this gymnasium. And then one other person receives those instructions via walkie-talkie and they have a blindfold on. They have to relay the information to the people that are actually building the thing. And I was like, this is good entertainment. And I saw a little bit of myself in every single generation there. When the 60-year-olds were like, I can't even work the walkie-talkie, I was like, I feel that. And when the 40-year-old guy was like, we ain't gonna be able to do this, I was like, man, I've been there. You see the tweets of our TV table when we got... Anyway, we got it done. But it's so almost good, except they clearly... Well, I can't say how it was done, but they clearly were like, this show's not funny enough, so they got, like, Spike TV comedy writers to punch it up with quips that are not actually funny. And I was like, you got a good thing going here with like the social experiments, even if the scientific rigor leaves something to be desired. It's just the little weird quips are just hitting me with a groan every time. But you know, that's where we're at. Is I'm now watching everything on Netflix. I'm getting there. Pretty soon, I'm gonna watch, like, it's strange, I share my Netflix account with my wife, obviously. And in fact, by I share, I mean really, I've been on her Netflix accounts for like 8 years. I have never paid a dime to the Netflix Corporation. So thank you for that, Kate. So really, she watches a lot of like Korean and Japanese TV on Netflix. I exclusively watch television shows about murder and documentaries about corruption in the global banking industry. So every time... That was an incredible dodge. Every time I sign into Netflix, it's like, hey, do you want to watch Tokyo Diner Midnight Stories? Or would you rather watch this documentary about, you know, Gianni Versace being murdered? And I'm like, we really should, I guess, just have 2 profiles, but that would take half the fun away. Thank you so much for the damage. I do appreciate it. I really do. And I think it's time for us to take Void and ignore Spider-Butt, unfortunately. And Book of Belial, for that matter. I think we want to use Void to create stats. People have been, not upset, but they've taken issue with the way I've approached Void in the past. And I've had it a lot recently, so this is relatively valid, I think. But they've been saying things like, NL, the real beauty of Void is setting up a spacebar play that just destroys whatever it comes in contact with. I do agree that can be one way to roll it. I've always preferred the stats, but we've had a lot of, like... Every time I get a shot speed upgrade or a range upgrade on Void, I'm always like, man, we should just be creating, like... the ultimate FU spacebar press. We'll see. We'll see what happens in here. I think this is actually great. Hold on here. Buy this for 3 cents. I genuinely think this is great because by sucking this up, we will keep Void. Hopefully. Yeah. I mean, that full stop. We keep Void, but we get one more set of items, right? That's what I'm playing at here. Very much... Help. Bad. Very much enjoying having Dark Prince's Crown actually doing something for us. It is a good item when it works and when you desperately need a Tears upgrade. You're not going to be too upset about it, right? Any port in a storm. But I think this run is still pretty delicate, but, you know... I already know how the last run went, right? I know that the last run was kind of just steady throughout. I kind of like this one right now over the last one. I feel like we got more potential as a result of the Void pickup, but both Void and like Crooked Penny, they both throw me for loops on occasion. Sometimes they're everything you could ever want in an item, and sometimes they're stinky. I would love like a Judgment / Demon Judgment. What on earth is this? Okay. I think the smart money play. Why would you walk into it twice? That's all I have to ask there. The smart money play is fortune tellers, in my opinion, because if you can actually suck up Crystal Ball, that's an enormously valuable pickup. Man, this is what all arcades should be like in this game. So much easier. So much faster to blow your whole stack. Might be a little overpowered, I don't know. It's fine. This is important. This is very important. That's definitely sucking it up. And, you know what? Let's see what's going on in here. I was just going to say, if it's greed, we'll be happy to have spent the key, I think. And we'll use that money to try to get those fortune tellers to pay out. I mean, if they just pay out with Spirit Hearts, that would be worth it in my mind, obviously. I'm not going to say no to that. I really think that we're in... Like, this run has the potential to be anything it wants, but could also go terribly wrong pretty quickly. 9 lives, low HP is always like, you know, you're happy to have it, but you're also like, please God. Don't screw this one up. Alright, well, that's 13 cents down the drain in record time. It's not down the drain. Hey, did you forget about Butt Penny? It's my impression of a very, very small subset of the Isaac watching community. Why is he complaining about Butt Penny? That's better than I get on my runs. I think that is not plausible. I think you gotta look inside yourself on that one. Now you're like watching Rory McIlroy on the PGA Tour, and you're like, why is he mad about a double bogey? I hit 10 over on average, you know? Well, maybe Rory McIlroy has different standards because of the amount of time that he's dedicated to learning the pursuit of Isaac. I mean golf, okay? Maybe you're coming at it from different contexts. That's fine. I just want the raw damage, I guess. And we're moving on. We didn't really gain too much out of this. What's done is done. How can we have a 33% chance so many times? It's like our third 33% chance of a deal with the devil in a row. I guess you would keep getting 33% if you did get a deal with the devil on the previous floor on 33%. But We didn't? Or did we? Did my brain break? I don't think so. I have been watching a lot of Netflix recently. So Void has given us like a speed and a luck upgrade recently. Is that worth getting rid of Spider Butt? No. But I have faith. It's still early. Actually, that's not true. It did give us everything we got on the last floor because we sucked up Forget-Me-Now. So let's not be too hasty in our judgment of this item. This is one of those runs where we are definitely not at win capacity with what we currently have. However, I think the odds of us getting there are pretty high. I see that tinted rock. I don't know how we're going to get it. I guess flying is probably the easy way, / the only way. Maybe the ladder could let us? I don't know. But it doesn't matter because we don't lose on quarantine, so I don't know why I would be concerned, honestly. Nothing really to be concerned about because I don't lose on quarantine, as we have made clear 38 times before. Something along those lines. Okay, Dark Prince's crown is now active again. I lost my Spirit Heart by walking into an enemy like a complete fool. But we're still in a good spot. I do appreciate that the Keeper was a bald character. If that's the early placeholder mod, or placeholder model, I should say, for the Keeper, mad respect for making a baldy. Finally a character I can relate to. And you're probably saying, Isaac's bald. No. This is one of the worst kept secrets in the industry. Isaac actually wears a bald cap. He's trying to get stolen valor. He's pretending to be bald exclusively so he can wear those cool bald-themed t-shirts that are like, I'm not bald, this is just a solar panel for my sex machine. So I should have avoided that. I should have avoided the joke to begin with, but I definitely should have voided the item. You gotta watch out for stolen valor in baldness. I mean, for many people, they might think I've got stolen valor, because I've still got a little bit of hair left if I were to let it grow. But I think that I just, you know, I accepted it at an age in advance of most people, you know? I could be Costanza'd right now. I still think I may try the Costanza look at some point. Not anytime soon. It's a bad look, in my opinion, for a man in his early 30s. But I think when you're in, like, your 50s, you can rock the Costanza a little bit. I don't think it would be my preferred... And the Costanza is just the male pattern baldness horseshoe, by the way. I don't think it would be my preferred go-to hairstyle. But I think just to mix it up, you could spice it up with that every now and then. Something about it is almost dignified to have the Deckard cane. Honestly. Oh, we already have Scorpio. We don't need stacked poison. Come on. I got 1.84 luck. You're gonna... I've thrown like 30 cents down the tubes. Still not worth it either, unfortunately. I'm just begging you. I know I used the key earlier on this floor, okay? I regret it if that, you know, makes me any less culpable. I do regret it. Can I just have a key? I used the key to open a golden chest. I thought there was like an 80% chance we would get a key back before we even finished that room. Little did I know how foolish I was. That's actually pretty helpful. Yeah, I'll take that, but... Yikes. A key, please. You mock me. You mock me. That's what you do here. You mock me. And with Void, we will be unable to go to our item room or our shop. Well, hold on. What about a second secret room here? That hurts. Oh, there's... Well, hold on. Suppose we would have been better off blowing up the fortune teller, now that I think about it. We're getting a little hazy on this one. Come on. I'm begging you. Don't you... I put my money in you and you insult me? I'm not that kind of streamer. I really wanted that to be the stars, but, you know, it is what it is. I think in a pinch, I could pilot this run to victory with what we have right now. I know I said earlier that we were not at that level yet. I think that's changed, mostly just because I want it to have changed. Definitely. Well, no, we can't, because we got rid of our other trinket. Okay, let's use this right away. Am I going to go to this curse room? I think I pretty much have to. And I apologize, we're going to switch off of banter mode for a little bit here. Ha 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 ha, there's the key. Just because we're pretty much like, we're locked in right now. I'm sorry, sir, I don't believe I can play you. I think it's a little tempting, but I'm not going to do it. We got to switch off of banter mode temporarily. Isaac is getting spiced, and it's very dangerous when an Isaac run gets spiced at this juncture. Juncture? Junction? Is juncture a word? Am I losing it? Do I know how to use a walkie-talkie? Okay, we have a bomb. Could have blown up the guy with a bomb, but that's okay. We're not going back into that curse room anytime soon. It's just always very delicate when you get to this stage. I knew it was coming. Luckily, dude, this is the value of having that bone heart. It's so resilient. We keep our deal with the devil. Very easy for us to, you know, replenish the bone heart and get back to Dark Prince's crown, which is sadly like a huge enabler for us. Maybe it's not sad. The item is fine. A little expensive, but we got it for free. Both of these deserve to be sucked up. Okay, I can live with that. I know you're like, what about Ares? I do like the... I like the invincibility. I hate the speed down. I think the speed down... It's one of those things... Just work with me on this one, okay? We're talking a lot of Isaac. A speed down is one of the more dangerous stat changes, because there's nothing you can do about getting hit in some circumstances. Your dodging has to be better, or at least different, universally, to compensate for the speed down. But some enemies literally will rush you down faster than you can hit them. So, I think that we have to be very careful about that stat in particular. Now, to be fair, to be at 1.71 speed is high enough to not really have to concern ourselves with it in all likelihood. However, I'm real stoked with what we got out of it, so I ain't sweating it. We very much... Certainly not worth it here. We very much wish to have Void back before... Well, really, for the boss, we're going to be taking Polaroid no matter what. But for our deal with the devil, having Void would be potentially helpful, although... I don't know, the items are going to have to be pretty spectacular. We're caught in that Isaac cycle, right? We don't have enough HP. I mean, we have 9 lives, don't get me wrong. We don't really have enough HP to justify taking anything except amazing deals with the devil. But if we're too picky about items, we're not going to improve that much. If we don't improve that much, it's just going to get worse. So this might be the right point in our run to take a chance. Make a stand and break away. I make all of my decisions in life based on the choruses of Kelly Clarkson songs. Okay, huge plays. We need it. No Krampus. It's Krampus. These devil deals, brother. real spiced. It's very simple. Dark Prince's, or not Dark Prince's crown. Lump of coal, you take, and Krampus's head, you suck up. I appreciate having the passive there. Thank you. We cannot leave, unfortunately. There is a tinted rock, which is of the utmost importance. And let's go. Alrighty, so it's going to be one of those. We are still locked in heated battle for the cure. That is our lives. Both of them side by side. You know this one? So determined. It's called The Softest Bulletin. The Flaming Lips 1999 album. I know, you're like, I like Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. Don't get me wrong, great album. Couple of very accessible singles and some truly good bops. I mean, you know, her name is Yoshimi. She's got a black belt in karate. And then at karaoke, everybody goes, hi, hi. And then, of course, you know, Do You Realize is perhaps their most famous song, except for She Don't Use Jelly. But the Softest Bulletin, which is actually called the Soft Bulletin, my mistake, in my opinion, the defining work of the Flaming Lips. Although I did also like their 2009 album that its name escapes me right now. It had I Can Be a Frog. It had oh, you son of a gun. In fact, I forget almost all the names. But there was a period in 2009 where, due to my university scheduling, I took a nap on Thursdays. It was actually, it was Friday afternoons. Not that that's germane to the conversation, I suppose. It's not like you would have known that that was wrong. But just to keep myself honest here. And it was a very important nap for me, because usually I pulled an all-nighter from Thursday into Friday. That's very nice, thank you. And then I only had one class on Fridays. It was a 3-hour class starting at 8:30 a.m. that had mandatory attendance. So, you know, I stayed up all night, went to that class, came home and napped. I owe all of those naps to that Flaming Lips album, which is not an insult. That hurt. That one hurt me. And the Beach House album that I've now forgotten the name of as well. But it goes like Norway, Silver Soul, etc., etc. You get the idea. Hello. Your package arrived. Your package arrived. I have no idea, but I have fulfilled my husband duty and obligation. It's the package. It's the amiibo cards. Whoa, that's even better. Like I told you, Chad, it was of the utmost importance. I didn't think it was the amiibo cards. I'm more excited for the amiibo cards. If you're not familiar, the Animal Crossing amiibo card market is popping off to an Don't tell them that. Okay. Tell them, oh, the amiibo card market is super depressed right now. Now's a really great time to get in. Now you gotta get out. Sell, sell, sell. So in Animal Crossing New Horizons, you can use amiibo cards that are in like trading card, like Magic the Gathering style packs to invite villagers to your village. And people are really willing to pay for their favorite villager. Look, I get it. You know, I have some sports cards. We played Magic for a long time. Well, for a little bit at least. And playing Magic was fun. I genuinely think Magic is one of the, you know, best designed games, video or otherwise, full stop, in history. A little complicated sometimes. But half of the fun of Magic was ripping those packs and being like, I got a fetch land. And like, I don't play green-red. It doesn't matter. It's still pretty good. But, yeah, wasn't it supposed to be here in the 3rd week of April? It's the 1st. Yeah, it's April 1st right now. This is, if anybody else deal with this as a husband? My wife, she's laughing right now. She knows where I'm going with this. Whenever something good happens, or something that we've been looking forward to, Kate just goes, what if the absolute worst case scenario is happening right now? I don't know if you can hear her laughing in the other room. And this is more of a private moment, but I hope she'll be okay with me sharing this. About once a week during the pregnancy, she's like, what if, like, the baby doesn't exist anymore? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it exists. She's like, what if, like, it doesn't? And I'm like, you know, I don't know how to answer that, you know? If it doesn't, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But it's a tough question to answer. If any other husbands out there have a good go-to line to answer those kinds of lines of questioning, I would love to hear it. If I come up with an answer, I'll be sure to let you know as well. You think she's asking, do you think it's a common thing with pregnant ladies? I think so. Because it's like, it's important and like anxiety inducing, but you kind of, like, you can't see the baby, right? I watched a documentary that said, but I don't know if it was during pregnancy. I think it was after the baby's birth. That like the pregnant moms or the mother's amygdala, which is the sub-organ of the brain that handles like fear and anxiety and stuff like that, it swells or it has like activity times like 500 of the baseline. And it never goes back to what it was prior to having the child. Which explains why there could be like a murder in my hometown, and my mom will text me and be like, I heard it was raining really bad there. Are you okay? Like, if you live, you know what, let's take a chance on this one. If you live in the lower mainlands, which is what people in Vancouver call Vancouver and the surrounding cities, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, there were a rash of drunken sucker punches. All of them were in this, the club district on Granville Street, which is like, I don't know, it's like our Bourbon Street or Canal Street, or I forget the one in Montreal, but, you know, you get the idea. It's where people go to get hammered, and, you know, occasionally there's some dicey elements as a result of that pollution. But people were getting sucker punched and like hitting their head on the concrete. Maybe 3 or 4 people over the course of a summer had it happen. My mom was like on high alert. Kate and I have never been to a club or bar on Granville Street, to the best of my knowledge, for one. Secondly, we wouldn't be there when they force people out of the bars and everybody spills out onto the sidewalk and starts fighting. Thirdly, you know, we're smart enough to get ourselves, well, not get ourselves out of those situations, but not get into them in the first place. Anyway, my mom was texting me like, don't go. Don't go to the Vogue nightclub on Granville Street. I saw on the national news a young man got sucker punched in the back of the head and he's in critical care in the hospital. About a year ago, I was like, well, to finish that story, I replied there and I was like, yeah, don't worry, we don't go. We don't go to those places. We're gonna die to the big earthquake like everybody else, okay? But then, last year there was a murder in my hometown, and it was like in the neighborhood where my parents hang out, and I was like, holy crap, you know, just playing the numbers game. My hometown doesn't have that many people in it, you know, I mean, it's not low, there's over 100,000, but, you know, I live in a city with like a few million people. So, I was like, holy crap, I texted my mom and I was like, yo, are you guys okay? I saw that a dude got stabbed to death, like just on the street where you guys walk sometimes. She didn't get back to me for like a few hours, and I was like, I gotta call her. And I called her and she was like, yeah, we're fine. I was walking by there like 5 minutes before the murder took place, though. I was just like, this lady's worried about me. I gotta be worried about her. Anyway. But yes, I do believe that the amygdala grows during pregnancy and post-birth as well. I mean, I already told Kate, like, I understand that one of the reasons you don't sleep well when you have a baby is because it cries a lot and you never know, like, it might want to be fed at like 2 a.m. or 5 a.m., etc., etc. But I'm also like, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep well to begin with, just because, like, I'm going to have to check like every 15 minutes and make sure it's okay. I'm going to be getting no stage 4 sleep for like a year. Probably until it enters like high school. She's laughing again. I have to narrate her laughs so you know when to laugh. Until, I don't know, until it goes to high school or... I don't know. Maybe never. You know what my manager said? What? So Kate said that my manager said... My manager has 2 kids, 1 daughter and 1 son. And he said, I'm not going to be happy when our daughter brings her boyfriend home. I don't know. You know, these are things that I'll worry about later. Probably I got at least like a decade before. I mean, I'm not like that concerned about it, but I definitely... It's weird, right? Like, I'm trying to think about how to explain this. I know how dumb teenage boys are because I was a teenage boy. So, I do feel like, you know, when I meet our daughter's boyfriend, or girlfriend, for that matter. See? Kate, I just got one up on you right there. Gotcha. Do we want this? Okay, I'm not going to repeat what she said. It was related to the fact that her girlfriend would not get her pregnant in that case. Which is, I suppose, true. Unless there was some kind of very elaborate heist going on that... Excuse me, I took damage there? That doesn't seem appropriate. Hold on, this run's getting spicy. This run's... It's pogging up. This is not the room you want to have to fight right now. Why would you walk right into it? Teleport me to a different room, please. Let me out. Okay, use your noggin. We can get around this. We cannot get around this. We can get around this? We can get around this. That's beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm really not concerning myself with that stuff very much. Just because I think you just got to be like a normal human being. Like, obviously, you know, you want your child to make smart choices with respect to their friends and, you know, romantic partners, but, you know, I'm gonna be like, in my late 40s, it's not really too much of my business. I think, I mean, if our daughter in, like, middle school, well, not middle school, I guess, but in high school brought home a dork and was like, this is my boyfriend, I'd be like, great choice.
No, like, not a nerd, like...
What's a dork? Like mouth?
No! Maybe like the jockey.
A jock?
Yeah, like he's the football...
Well, I don't know.
Dad, meet my boyfriend.
If he's the football
leader...
Football quarterback from a Vancouver high school, honestly, I hope his grades are good. Hold on, this is... it's spicy. This is one of the very few times I would hit the no banter button to just focus for a second, and I've been killed, but that's okay because we got more lives. You know what? There's a path here on this run. I'm not afraid to throw some lives at this to try to make it stick. We want to find the second secret room. If it has a demon heart, we use hematemesis, and then kind of in the clear. I know what you're thinking. NL, what the heck did you just do? I don't know. I put on peak Salamanca face, and I just said, we're dodging. And that's exactly how that went down. Anyway, I'm genuinely unconcerned about it. I'm sure it'll probably bother me more when I'm older. I mean, by that point, we probably won't even live in Vancouver. We'll be retired in the Cayman Islands or something. So I don't know, how's she even going to get him on board of our yacht? Are we going to give her access to like a little, like a pontoon boat that she can drive to and from the mainland? I haven't really thought the logistics out. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, we have one bomb with which to find the second secret room. We're living... It's kind of Spice City, USA here, I'll admit. Help. I do think... I mean, there's something to be said about Void Data Miner, but I don't know if I got the cojones for that, just to be straight up with you. Really appreciate that one. I think it's going to be here. All right. So let's do some more rooms. Hold on. What was this item? Mr. Boom. I don't know why. I got scrambled because in my head I was trying to think of like Mr. Boom, but said in the voice of Agent Smith from The Matrix. Mr. Anderson. It's me, Christian Slater. From Mr. Robot fame. And also Heathers. Remember that? That was a good one. You don't zap me, I zap you. You don't zap me, I zap you. You try to hit me with the spider. Not today. Not today, mister. Like, we have a good luck stat. The fact that we are getting crickets on this is insulting to me. Genuinely. Well, you're really just gonna make me do it, huh? You're just gonna make me... Alright. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta do what you gotta do. This run is sneaky in the way that it has cursed us. Because it looks great, and I have made some mistakes. And as soon as you make one mistake on an Isaac run, people are like, well, there's your problem. If you just voided Mr. Boom, you'd be sitting pretty right now. If you just voided Dad's lost coin, you probably would have gotten Brimstone somehow. We don't know. It's the butterfly effect, baby. But all we can do is not lose on quarantine, take no damage, and say thank God that we picked up 9 lives, and get the heck out of town. Hey, for now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps it a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!